welcome to our telethon that we are live streaming for the Colton Darr Memorial Scholarship Fund. As most of you know by now, Colton was a bright light in our community that we lost far too soon from a condition called long QT syndrome. And we at Regional Performing Arts Company have set up a scholarship fund in his name to help the youth of Northwest Indiana participate in performing arts activities, camps, shows that they may not otherwise be able to afford. So our goal tonight is to raise $10,000, and we're already over halfway there thanks to all of our generous donors so far. We'd especially like to thank NiSource, the NIPSCO Electric Dispatch Crew, and the Darr family for their generous donations. My name is Caitlin. I will be your MC through this evening of performances and discussions and memories of Colton to honor his legacy. So, without further ado, let's get started. You can pretend there's a rousing round of applause from our studio audience. You can just applaud from your living rooms. It's okay. Our first act, sorry, forgot my notes. Allie Christian playing and singing Let It Go by James Bay.
Notice
fantastic? We've got music like that for you all night, folks. And at any point in this evening, if you feel like donating to help us reach our goal, you can text COLT to 44321. That's COLT to 44321. Now, some of you may be wondering, how is this fund set up? How is it going to work? How is it determined who receives the funds and what they go toward? And for that, we are going to cut to a short explanation from our treasurer, Ben Leonard White. And following that, we'll hear a performance of Crazy Little Thing Called Love, performed by Rocco and Keegan.
Hi there, everybody. This is Ben Leonard White, and I'm the treasurer for ARPAC. I'm just going to really quickly explain how this is all working as far as our funds go. I am not an accountant. I am a teacher. And this is just what I've done my research for, and through the help from the Porter County Community Foundation, we are very thankful to be able to offer this scholarship for students who are interested in the arts but cannot afford it each year. So our first goal is to raise the $10,000 for Colt Scholarship Fund. Right now, at the time of recording, I know we're at least halfway there, so we have the 5 of the $10,000, and all of this money is going directly to the Porter Community Foundation. Some of it is getting funneled through ARPAC, which is still a 501c3 nonprofit organization, but it all ends up eventually at the foundation, where they will allow us each year to award 5% of the running balance. So each year we're talking about this growing at least 5 to 7%, hopefully in the 7 area. Administration fees, however that works on their end, but we're talking about 5% growth that will then equal that $500 that we have advertised in our plans that we're going to be able to award each year out of the $10,000. If we manage to get more than $10,000, that's amazing. That's great. And then that means that we will be able to take 5% of whatever is in this account and award it to students who are interested in attending fine arts camps, fine arts programs that they cannot afford. So then students will be able to put their application in with the ARPAC awarding committee, and when we're told by the Porter County Community Foundation that our 5% is available, then we will be able to award that money. We are looking, like I said, our base amount, our fixed principal is $10,000, and then the growth each year or each quarter, depending on how that is compounded, we are looking at awarding which will equal $500 each year. So give freely, give often, tell your friends to give, tell your friends to text COLT to 44321, and let's look at filling up that $10,000 principal.
This is called love. I just can't handle it. This is called love. I must get around it. I ain't ready. Crazy little thing called love. This thing called love. It cries in a crate all night. It sings. It tries. Hooks up like a jellyfish, kinda like it. A crazy little thing called love. There goes my baby. She knows how to rock and roll. She drives me crazy. She gets me hot, cold fever. She puts me in a cool, cool sweat. Just gotta be cool, relax, get hip, and get on my track. Take a backseat, hitchhike, take a long ride on the motorbike till I'm ready. Crazy little thing called love. Gotta be cool, relax, get hip, hitchhike, take a long ride on motorbikes, and I'm ready. Crazy little thing called love. Crazy little thing called love. Crazy little thing called love. Crazy little thing called love.
So now that you know a little bit more about the fund works, we can see all of these donations coming in, and they're fantastic. Any amount, big or small, will help us reach our goal. And we did just get a message during that last act that we are adding $1,000 onto this total from the Bearcat Theater Company at Union Township School. So thank you so much, BTC. We appreciate every penny. So you can see on your screen, again, text COLT 44321. We'll be reminding you all night. Coming up next in our acts, we have a euphonium performance of Be Our Guest by Sophia DeMuth. So you may be wondering, how do we get all of these acts from all of these kids from all over together in one place? Well, we sent out a call to people we knew that may have known Colt, that may have interacted with him, especially in the performing arts setting, and asked if they'd like to help us out with this project. And part of that was offering to share a favorite memory. So some of our acts will have favorite memories of Colton, some of them will not. It was optional. So our next act, I'd like to share her memory. This is Alyssa Cruz, who says her favorite memories of Colton were their trips to Florida with their families. He always knew how to light up a room, and she will never forget the laughter that he brought to everyone he was around. Here with If I Ain't Got You, Alyssa Cruz.
live just for the fame. Some live for the power, yeah. Some people live just for the game. Some think that the physical things define what's within, and I've been there before. And life's so full of the superficial. Some people want it out, but I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, I ain't got you, baby. Some people want diamond rings, some just want everything, but everything means nothing if I ain't got you, yeah. Some search for a fountain that promises forever young. Some people need 3 dozen roses, and that's the only way to prove you love them. When the world on a silver platter, and what good would it be with no one to share, with no one who truly cares for me? Some people want it out, but I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, I ain't got you, baby. Some people want diamond rings, some just want everything, but everything means nothing if I ain't got you. Some people want it all, but I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, I ain't got you, baby. Some people want diamond rings, some just want everything, but everything means nothing if I ain't got you, yeah. If I ain't got you with me, baby, oh. So nothing in this whole wide world don't mean a thing if I ain't got you with me, baby.
Our next act isn't quite a live act, it's more of a cherished memory for us. As we were thinking about Colton's past performances and all the great things that he did on stage, one kind of stood out for myself and for Ben and for Miss Lauren Mack, who helped us find this video, because Colton, as you'll probably hear, could say so much without saying much at all. So when we had this part that he didn't have to sing a word for, we reached out to his mom and said, hey, was Colton maybe interested in auditioning for this show? And lo and behold, here's his performance from a rehearsal of our production of Once Upon a Mattress, his performance of King Sextimus with his sister Keegan and Maya de Jesus, The King and the Minstrel and I.
We have only 2 voices among us, yet there's a 3rd voice, a voice in disguise. You'll be hearing a trio and not a duet, when you listen with both of your eyes. Kindly, with both of your we produce a unique and remarkable blend. When we raise our 3 voices on high, we're in perfect accord from beginning to the king and the minstrel and I. Yet if one of our trio should ever depart, and the others would languish like 3 different people with only one. The king, the jester, and I sing hey nani nani, hey nani nani, hi diddle diddle. Should I not mind soon on that? The cook claimed she's missing the chocolate cream and the fish that goes ready to fry. Guess who's dining on Peachtree and Phileon? Sing hey nani nani, hey nani nani, needle and thimble. Crash us a flash on the. It's been said of our king that his morals are loose, but the queen is much worse on the slide. Well, what's good for the gander is good for the hunt. Say the king, the jester, the king, and the minstrel.
That's personally one of my favorite performances of Colton. I know that it always brings me a smile when I think about it or when I watch the video of him performing with his sister and Maya like that. Our next performer is a classmate of Colton's sister Keegan, Grace Klimchik, singing Wishing You Were Somehow Here Again from Phantom of the Opera, and her memory that she wanted to share was how he always made her laugh when they were at rehearsal. Here's Grace.
You were once my one companion. You were all that mattered. You were once a friend and father. Then my world was shattered. Wishing you were somehow here again. Wishing you were somehow near. Sometimes it seemed if I just dreamed, somehow you would be here. Wishing I could hear your voice again, knowing that I never would. Dreaming of you would help me to do all that you dreamed I could. Passing bells and sculpted angels, cold and monumental. Sing for you the wrong companion. You were warm and gentle. Too many years fighting back tears, dreamed I could. Wishing you were somehow here again, knowing we must say goodbye. Try to forgive, teach me to live, give me the strength to try. No more memories, no more silent tears, no more gazing across the wasted years. Help me say goodbye. Help me say goodbye.
Thank you again to everybody who keeps donating. We have donors coming in almost every minute now, and if you still want to donate, we have operators standing by to take your call. No? No, we're not doing that anymore? Oh, I guess it's all through the texting thing then. So text Colt to 44321. Next up, it's not these gentlemen are a little older than the others that you've seen, but they've both worked with Colton on numerous productions and wanted to put a little bit of themselves into this telethon as well. So performing All for the Best from the musical Godspell, here's Jay Hanaway and Ben Leonard White.
When you feel sad or under a curse, your life is bad, your prospects are worse, your wife is crying, sighing, and your olive tree is dying. Temples are graying and teeth are decaying and creditors weighing your purse. Your mood and your robe are both a deep blue. You bet that Joe had nothing on you. Don't forget that when you get to heaven, you'll be blessed. Yes, it's all for the best.
Some men are born to live in peace, doing what the place richer than the bees are in hiding. Never, you'll never feel the cold, pulling pots of gold from thin air. The best in every town, best taking out, best making mountains of money. They can't take it with them, but what do they care? They get the center of the beat, cushions on the seat, house on the street, where it's sunny. Some is one to see, which is woman free, all of us, and we get the rest. But who is the land for, the sun and the sand for? You guess, it's all for the best. Some men are born to live in peace, so we must
Or under a curse. Your life is bad, your prospects are worse. Your wife is sighing, crying, and your olive tree is dying.
Can't take that with them, but what do they care? They get the center of the beat, cushions on the seat, house on the street, where it's sunny. Some about the sea, which is woman free, all of us, we get the rest. But so is the land for, the sun and the sand for. You guess, it's all for the best. Some men are born to live in peace, doing what the
And under a curse,
are in hand.
your life is bad, your prospects are worse. Your wife is sighing, crying, and your olive tree is dying.
Can't take it with them, but what do they care? They get the center of the sea, cushions on the seat, house on the street, where it's sunny.
Look at that
Some
Joe.
see which is woman
And
free, all
nothing
of us,
on
we
you.
get the rest.
But
But so is the land for, the sun and the
you'll be
sand for.
blessed.
You
Yes,
guess,
it's
it's
all
all
for
for
the.
the
You must never be distressed. Yes, it's all for the. All your wrongs will be redressed. Yes, it's all for the.
Someone's got to be oppressed.
Yes, it's all for the best.
Now at this point you may be thinking, man, they have all song and dance routines. Well, not quite. We've got a little bit of variety for you. Up next is a pianist playing Beethoven's Sonatina number 38 in F major. Here is Spencer Shaberg. We want to thank the Darr family again for putting together so much of this and reaching out to people for acts. And a few weeks ago, they sat down with us to talk about Colton's acting history, what theater meant to Colton, and a few other things. But first, my own little contribution to this telethon, and with my favorite memory of Colton being when he was our mock turtle in Alice in Wonderland and teaching him to sing the Turtle Soup song. And he was so determined, you would not believe, because he was so worried about his singing voice. And he was the best mock turtle I've ever seen. So please enjoy It's Quiet Uptown from Hamilton.
There are moments that the words don't reach. There is suffering too terrible to name. You hold your child as tight as you can and push away the unimaginable. The moments when you're in so deep, feels easier to just swim down. And so they move uptown and learn to live with the unimaginable. I spend hours in the garden. I walk alone to the store, and it's quiet uptown. I never liked the quiet before. I take the children to church on Sunday, a sign of the cross at the door, and I pray. That never used to happen before. If you see him in the streets, walking by himself, talking by himself, have pity. You would like it uptown. It's quiet uptown. He is working through the unimaginable. His hair is gone gray. He passes every day. They say he walks the length of the city. You knock me out. I fall hard. Can you imagine? Look at where we are. Look at where we started. I know I don't deserve you, but hear me out, and that would be enough. If I could spare his life, if I could trade his life for mine, he'd be standing here right now, and you would smile, and that would be enough. I don't pretend to know the challenges we're facing. I know there's no replacing what we've lost, and you need time, but I'm not afraid. I know who I'm married. Just let me stay here by your side, and that would be enough. Do you like it uptown? It's quiet uptown. He is trying to do the unimaginable. Talking in the tights of the city. Look around, look around, look around. They are trying to do the unimaginable. There are moments that the words don't reach. There's a grace too powerful to name. We push away what we can never understand. We push away the unimaginable. They are standing in the garden, standing there side by side. She takes his hand. It's quiet uptown.
Were you surprised when Colton auditioned for his first show?
So I think yes and no, because it really wasn't surprising to think of Colt performing or being on stage, because he was always, without trying, performing and making people laugh and being silly. But I think we were a little surprised that he actually took the leap. It was fourth grade when he tried out for his first show, and I don't think he would have done it if you weren't doing it.
Yeah.
But since Keegan was trying, and then he also got, the elementary school did those Christmas shows, and he got a part in the Christmas show. So he thought he was kind of cool at that point. And then he liked to brag because it was Peter Pan was the first show, and she was an Indian, so she was considered ensemble, but he was a Lost Boy, so he was a named character.
Yeah.
Oh, so right after Peter Pan, what came next for him?
He got to 6th grade and was cast in Lion King.
He was Mufasa.
What was, with all of these performances Colton was in, what did he look like when he was preparing for all of this? So we talked about how he was so excited to be on the stage, but how was he behind stage? Because I know that it's completely different.
I don't think we'd use the word excited, right? He always tried to back out.
Took a different approach.
He would be so nervous to audition, and I remember specifically being in the room and you were trying to help him with the song. I think he sang Bare Necessities.
Yeah.
And
For his audition, yeah.
you were trying to help him, and he would be like, I don't know if I'm going to do it. I don't know. This is dumb.
He would sing it, like he was like trying to find a song, and then I was like, oh yeah, you should do that. It'll be really good. And he's like, I don't know. But then he sang it, and he's like, oh, okay. Yeah, it's pretty good.
So it was always like down to the wire if he was actually going to go through with auditioning. But then once the audition was over, he got like this boost of confidence, and he would be like, well, I think I did good, and I'm going to get this part,
Well, that even happened with his King role. I remember he scheduled fishing during auditions,
They were in
right?
Canada.
and I had to call over and say, all right, what can we do to convince Colton to be in this show?
I remember.
and I remember because Chris was like, I'll take care of it, don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm glad that he always drug his feet and then always enjoyed himself after,
He did.
kicking and screaming.
Yes. And then he would be sad. I remember when Lion King ended, and he was like,
What am I going to do with my life?
what am I even going to do? They're so boring, and there's not going to be anything fun. And
It's like this career just ended. I'm like, oh.
yeah.
How do you think that theater positively affected Colton? So we talked about him dragging his feet, and I know he was a well-rounded young man, and he did lots of things outside of theater. But how did we see theater positively affect him?
We talked about this. Colt always, he kind of had the tough guy exterior and all that. And once he got into theater, it kind of, as you can see from his videos, he has a lot of personality. So it kind of opened that personality up and let him display it a little bit. And it was just, he had a lot of creativity that he got to release and let everybody see. He could be hilarious in roles, or he could be very serious in roles. And it just, it just showed he was unique. And he had a lot of talent and ability from either end of the spectrum. So it was just fun to watch because you go to one play and you'd be laughing the whole time, being such an idiot at that. But then you get in another play and he could just do a serious role. And, so it was just kind of, I think it gave him an out too, from his normal everyday stuff, and it gave him another direction to go and release.
He had to deal with
seemed
some
to really
pretty
enjoy it.
heavy stuff. So I think that was he countered the seriousness of what he had to deal with a lot of comedy. So
That's probably true too. I mean, humor wasn't. Maybe that's why he was so funny all the time, because he did have a lot of serious stuff to deal with, and he was just always a jokester.
Yeah. And he didn't have friends. Like, his group of friends did not do theater in general. So I think that's why he was always a little bit hesitant too. But then he was lucky that he had very supportive friends that would show up watch his shows and
Make signs for them.
make silly signs for him.
I've seen those pictures.
Yes.
We're here to see Colt.
Right. We like Colt.
We like Colt. That one.
Yeah.
On the pizza box.
His friends literally like tore off the top of a pizza box and scrawled "We like Colton" and showed up at the theater. They don't know. They're like, "What is this? A football game?" Well, I'm surprised they didn't have like paint on their faces.
Right.
I mean, that's always comforting to see. I'm sure he came out and just almost broke character when he saw that sign too.
Yeah.
And
Love it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Very good friends. Very good support from all his friends.
it's good. It's good to know that he had a good support system.
Yeah. So.
Multi-talented kind of guy. How was it like to share the stage with your younger brother? And was it always sharing, or was it more of a no, I'm a named character. No, I'm an ensemble. Ooh.
I mean, it was kind of hard because as soon as he like came in, he would always he started getting leads right away because he was just good at it. He was really good at it.
He's a boy.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, it was really nice to like see him like. I think it was like a different part of him that I got to see when he joined theater because like it just like opened a different side of his personality and he got to do like all these different shows and like how she was saying before he would get like, oh well, I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but then once he actually did the show he was so excited and he loved it and it was really nice being able to share like something that I really enjoy with him. And yeah, and then we also like to like watch a bunch of shows together too, like Newsies and Shrek, all those, and that was really nice too because just like being able to share something that we both liked, and yeah, it was really nice.
So you got to see lots of shows with him. Were there? You listed off a few. Were they all live? Were they? What were some of the good live shows that you
We
were
saw
like?
Hamilton together in Chicago, and that was really good. And we got to take a picture with one of the characters after because he came out of the stage door, and we got to take pictures of him. So that was really cool.
And then I took him, which caused much drama at the time. Mark and Keegan had gone on a camping trip, and I last minute got tickets to see Charlie and the Chocolate Factory in Chicago because that was his like favorite movie as a kid. And she lost it when she found out that
I loved that movie for so long. We used to watch it all the time, and then I found out that they went and saw it, and I was like, wow.
Was it your Canada makeup?
Yeah, that was her Canada makeup camping trip, and then. But yes, I'm glad I took him to see that because that was the Johnny Depp version of the movie was like his favorite. So one of my favorite memories, which you probably didn't think anything of it, but. Maybe when he was in like 6th or 7th grade and you were watching Shrek was on Netflix, they sang, duetted the Shrek and Donkey song in the living room, just being silly, just playing off the soundtrack and being silly. And I wish I would have video recorded it. I didn't. But.
So who was Donkey and who was Shrek?
I was Shrek, he was Donkey.
He was always the donkey.
So there was a little bit of a big sister moment with this this donkey of mine is being Duncanine.
His dream role was to play Donkey in Shrek. He did not get the chance, but he was definitely a good fit for that character.
He was a great fit for that.
And he had a really good. He could do accents pretty well, like you.
Yeah.
So he definitely had he would do the Shrek accent a lot, and then he's like, "I'm gonna be Donkey one day."
You know, this may turn into the longest day of my entire life.
Oh, I got the perfect remedy for that.
Donkey, please, I'm begging you.
Sing a song, yes, a travel song when you gotta go somewhere. 'Cause the fun is getting there. Yeah! Oh, what the heck, I must confess, I love a road trip. Sing a song, hit the trail. Forget the maps, forget the guides. Before you know it, you've made strides with me. And I know all I need all along is a path and a pal and a song. So I'm singing and I'm palling with you. See, makes the time go by faster.
Why me? Why me?
this is nice.
Tell me what was my crime?
We are strolling.
As chatty as a parrot, more annoying than a mime.
Hey, look, a cat who's wearing boots. That's crazy.
Why me? Why me? A simple answer would be fine.
This is good cardio.
Won't someone please send me a sign?
Hey, look, the sign. You need a pal avenue straight ahead.
What did I do to deserve this honestly? This ass of mine is asinine. Why me?
Oh man, what could be better than this?
Why me?
Sing a song.
Why me?
The road.
A simple answer
It's the way
would
to
be fine.
get around.
Oh,
Before you know
someone
it,
please
you
send me
round
a
with
sign.
me.
What
And
did
I know all I
do
need
to
all
deserve
along
this
is a path and a
honestly?
pal and a song, so I'm
This ass
singing.
of mine
And I'm
is asinine.
with you.
That'll do, donkey. That'll do.
What? We're live? Oh. Welcome back, ladies and gents. My video editor back there. Thank you again. Don't change that channel. We're about halfway through our program for this evening, and we have made it to over $8,700. That means we only have $1,300, had to do math, $1,300 to go. So text that number 44321 with Colt. Tell your family, tell your friends. Any little bit helps us reach that $10,000 mark. We've got a lot of great music coming at you. Next up is Ella Taylor performing A Million Dreams from The Greatest Showman.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind.
brought a little bit of a guest with him when he came to film at our theater, a little plant by the name of Tui. So singing with his puppet Tui is Caleb Acker, performing Feed Me from Little Shop of Horrors.
Sudden changes surround me. Lady Luck came and found me. Thanks a million for making the magic you do. Thanks to you, sweet Petunia. Mushnik's taken a junior. And someday when I own this whole shop, I'll remember I owe it to you. Aw, Tui. Who cares if I've been a little on the anemic side these past few weeks? So what if I've had a few dizzy spells, a little lightheadedness? It's been worth it, old pal. Look, I'm gonna run down to Schmendrick's and get something to eat. I'll see you later. Oh boy, here we go again. Tui, I haven't got much left. Look, just let me heal a few more days, okay? Then we'll start on the left hand again.
Feed me!
I beg your pardon.
Feed me!
Tui, you talked! You opened up your trap, your thing, you said...
Feed me, Krellborn, feed me now.
I can't.
I'm starving!
Oh boy. Look, maybe I can squeeze a little out of this one, but...
I need some food! More!
But there isn't any more. What do you want me to do, slit my wrists? Look, how about I run down to the corner and pick up some nice chopped sirloin?
Must be blood.
Tui, that's disgusting.
Must be fresh.
I don't want to hear this.
Feed me!
Does it have to be human?
Feed me!
Does it have to be mine?
Feed me!
Where am I supposed to get it?
Feed me, Seymour. Feed me all night long. That's right, boy. You can do it. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me all night long. 'Cause if you feed me, Seymour, I can grow up big and strong.
You eat blood, Audrey, too. Let's face it. How am I supposed to keep on feeding you? Kill people?
I'll make it worth your while.
What?
You think this is all a coincidence, baby? The sudden success around here? Your adoption papers?
Look, you're a plant, an inanimate object.
Does this look inanimate to you, punk? If I can talk and I can move, who's to say I can't do anything I want?
Like what?
Like deliver, pal. Like see you get everything your secret, greasy, hot desire. Would you like a Cadillac car? Or a gas shot on Jackpot? How about a date with the head of the bar? You're gonna get it. How'd you like to be a big wheel? Dining out for every meal. I'm the plant who can make it all real. You're gonna get it.
You're gonna get it.
I'm your genie, I'm your willing slave. Take a chance, just think. You know the kind of eats, the kind of red-hot treats, the kind of sticky, licky sweets I crave. Come on, Seymour, don't be a putz. Trust me in your life, I should have robbed a King Tut's. Show a little initiative, work up that guns, and you get it.
Oh no, I don't know. I have so many strong reservations. Should I go and perform mutilations?
You didn't have me. Come on, kid. What'll it be? Money? One particular girl. How about that Audrey? Think it over. There must be someone you get 86, real quiet like, and get me some lunch. How'd you like a room at the Ritz, wrapped in velvet, covered in glitz? A little nookie gonna clean up your zits, and you get it.
Get it, get it. Get it, get it,
like a Harley machine, tooling around like I was James Dean, making all the guys on the corner turn green.
So go get it! Oh, if you wanna be profound, you really gotta justify. Take a breath and look around. A lot of folks deserve to die. If you want a rationale, it isn't very hard to see. Stop and think it over, pal.
The guy sure looks like plant food to me.
The guy sure looks like plant food to me. The guy sure looks like plant food to me.
He's so nasty treating her rough,
Smacking her around and always talking so tough.
you need blood, he's got more than enough.
I need blood and he's got more than enough.
You need blood, he's got more than enough.
So go get it.
Again, we want to thank everybody who has donated thus far, and just reminding you we're in about the last half hour of our telethon right now. So if you haven't already, text Colt to 44321 to get your donation in so we can try and hit that $10,000 mark tonight. Our next act is another duet. You saw her sister early, but this is Carly DeJesus, who also remembers doing Once Upon a Mattress with Colton and how he was just so fun to be around and so nice to everyone in the show. So here is Carly singing with Keegan, Stand Tall from Julie and the Phantoms.
Don't think I don't wanna miss it. One thing, it's back to the beginning. 'Cause everything is rushing in fast. Keep going on, never look back. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4 times that I've tried. But one more night, light a fire in my eyes. I'm going out
we have Tessie Morales, who did my job for me, thanks Tessie, and wrote this lovely note to share. This is a delicately composed piece that reflects upon the hollowness of winter. Tessie hopes this performance comforts the heartbroken and the lonely this season. It's hard to get through the holidays when a part of your life is missing, but instead of silence, let music fill those holes. Everyone deserves to feel. So without further ado, Winter Song.
This is my winter song to you. The storm is coming soon, rolling from the sea. My voice a beacon in the night. My words will be your light to carry you to me. Is love alive? Is love alive? Is love? They say that things just cannot grow beneath the winter snow, or so I have been told. They say we're buried far, just like a distant star I simply cannot hold. Is love alive? Is love alive? Is love alive? This is my winter song. December never felt so wrong, 'cause you're not where you belong, inside my arms. Bum 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 bum. I still believe in summer days. The seasons always change and life will find a way. I'll be your harvester of light and send it out tonight so we can start again. Is love alive? Is love alive? Is love alive? This is my winter song. December never felt so wrong, 'cause you're not where you belong, inside my arms. This is my winter song to you. The storm is coming soon, it rolls in from the sea. My love, a beacon in the night. My words will be your light to carry you to me. Is love alive? 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 Love alive? Is love alive? Is love alive? Thank you.
During that last song, we just broke $9,000 in donations, so we were under $1,000 to our goal for this evening. So if you haven't done so already, give us a text 44321 COLT and donate whatever you're able. We would really appreciate it. We really want to see that $10,000 pop up tonight. Next up, we have another interview with the Darr family. Our producer Ben and sat down and talked to them a little bit more about what Colton means to them.
Like, what were some words that you would use to describe Colton?
Very loud.
Funny.
Loud and funny. Keegan?
Over the top.
Over the top. That's more than one
I
word.
know it is.
So loud, funny, over the top.
Mine was going to be obnoxious, but we basically said that. So.
There you go. Loud, funny, and over the top equals
way.
obnoxious.
Wonderful.
I think that's like we've all felt, just like it's so quiet. It's quiet now.
It's eerily quiet. That's one thing we all agree on.
Yeah.
Like
it is.
It is
silence.
way too. He was a huge.
There's no Family Guy. There's no Cooper. Revive me, I'm down.
And he was
There's
always
no stupid dances anymore in the kitchen. Or whatever.
There was always the dogs. He was really in tune with like animals and wildlife and everything. Like he was the caretaker of our dogs, and he would always be. You wouldn't even be in the room, but you would just hear him be like, "Are you fat and lazy? You're the fattest, laziest piece of garbage." And then he'd be like, "I'm just kidding. I love you."
You all seem to be keeping Colton's light shining. So how is it that we do it?
We all feel very confident that he would want us to try to be okay. He was always reassuring us and the doctors and everybody that he was fine. Like, you don't need to worry about me. I'm fine, Mom. Like, oh my gosh, stop. I'm fine. And so I guess to me, falling apart doesn't have any benefit, and I don't think that's what he would want. So something that I think makes us all feel a little better is to just feel like we're doing something positive. So and we've found out just so many people and people we didn't even know. I mean, we received letters from people that we didn't know that knew him from camp, and just the effect that he had on everyone. And so I think it makes us feel better to just try to keep that going and help others.
Yeah, we found out really quick how many people he affected that we didn't know. I mean, we knew everybody he knew locally and stuff, but wow, the outpouring we had it. Oh, this one time Colton did this. This one time Colton did that.
Yeah.
And he was just he was a large personality for everybody. A lot of people we didn't know about. So, and we always said, it was really hard to go do things initially, and like, man, but then we would always say, okay, if Colton's here, because he was such a positive person, he would always say, well, I'm sad, but if so-and-so was here, if it was somebody else, and he was here, he would say, they would want us to go do this. And that would be his excuse to go do everything in the world. It's, you can sit here, and it's hard every day, believe me, and it doesn't mean you're past anything. But you could sit here and sulk and focus on all the negative stuff, or you can try to be positive like he was, and try to do positive things that he would want to do, or see in good light, and just try to. We wake up with him and go to bed with him every day. He's constantly in our heads, but you try to approach things out of a respectful way for what would he want? Does he want me sitting here crying all the time? Sometimes you have to, but then you try to just do fun things for Colton and talk about Colton and enjoy things for Colton.
And we just seemed like he was just chilling through. Like, oh, I didn't know he's bowling and fishing and
he had such a different. He
all
wanted
this-
to play a lot of sports, but he couldn't play a lot of sports. But so you felt like you were trying to find things that he could be involved in, but he was involved in a lot of things. Like, you just didn't.
Well, my dad had said that. He's like, he goes, honestly, Colt's done more. He did more in 14 years than I've done in 70 plus. And like, he got to do, that's one thing we can say we're very glad for, is he got to experience a lot of things.
When he was born, his doctor specifically told us, with his condition, everything that he's going to go through, but don't keep him in a bubble. Like, let him figure out his limitations. Yes, be cautious, and yes, but don't put them in a bubble.
Don't treat them different.
Don't treat them different. And I don't think we ever really did. You know, I mean, we would get nervous sometimes, but push ourselves to just let him. And we found that he kind of had this self-balance. And he knew, even playing, no basketball.
I would stop him and we would like go do things.
Yeah.
Like he'd play basketball with my friends and I'd be like,
yeah,
you need to sit down. Because he'd try and like man up with Jesse.
And he would.
And I was like,
Yeah.
And he would, but I mean, and he was pretty self-leveling too, he could tell like, okay, I'm going to sit out a minute,
He never tried to be like, get sympathy or make a scene about it,
I mean, looking back, we're very, very, very glad that he was able to do all that stuff. And he got to do all those crazy, fun things and be stupid and go places.
And I don't know where we get our positivity, but I mean, I have to believe things are going to get better, right? Like, eventually they have to get better. So we've always tried to focus on like, okay, there's bad stuff happening, but look at all this. We're fortunate because what if this was also happening? That would make this even harder. So we're lucky that we have, we've always said we're lucky that we have a good family and good friends and all the, over the years, the things we had to go through in surgeries and issues that he dealt with. Well, we could always see other kids at the hospital that had it worse or didn't have support or didn't have good insurance or, so I guess in a way we've always considered ourselves lucky to a certain degree.
Appreciated talking with you all.
Thank you.
We're very excited for this.
This is an awesome cause, and like this, putting this together, doing this.
We're humbled
to raise
by
money for a scholarship. We are absolutely humbled by the outpouring of things that people want to do for Colt. And so that right there, makes you really want to
speaks volumes.
Stay on top of things and be positive and just it's and have these things benefit all these other people, whether it's the theater, the things for the hospital, things for his camp, things. I mean, it's just school. It's just there's helping people in so many different ways, in so many different areas. And so it's awesome. We are very humbled, very appreciative to know. We'll always wish he was here with us, but you have to look and say, well, there was a reason that was found, and we were blessed to have 14 years with him and talk about all this stuff and the memories and the goofiness and the impact that he's had on our family and that he will always have on our family. I mean, we've all had a part of making his family who we are, and that'll never go away. And he'll always be with us, so that will not stop.
Let me tell you what I wish I'd known when I was young and dreamed of glory. You have no control. Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
President Jefferson, I'll give him this. His financial system is a work of genius. I couldn't undo it if I tried. And I tried.
Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
President Madison, he took our country from bankruptcy to prosperity. I hate to admit it, but he doesn't get enough credit for all the credit he gave us.
Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
Every other founding father's story gets told. Every other founding father gets to grow old.
And when you're gone, who remembers your name? Who keeps your flame? Who tells your story? Who tells your story? Who tells your story?
Myself back in the narrative. I stop wasting time on tears. I live another 50 years. It's not enough. I interview every soldier who fought by your side.
She tells our story.
I try to make sense of your thousands of pages of writings. You really do write like you're running out of time. I rely on Angelica. While she's alive, we tell your story. She is buried in Trinity Church near you. When I needed her most, she was right on time. And I'm still not through. I ask myself, what would you do if you had more time? The Lord in His kindness, He gives me what you always wanted. He gives me more time. when my time is up? Have I done enough? Will they tell your story? Oh, can I show you what I'm proudest of?
Some really, really great memories of Colton in those slideshows, and thanks to Keegan for putting those together. Next up, oh, I forgot the other thing, right, because we're less than $500 from our goal now. We have 4 acts remaining, less than $500 to go. So again, please share, text Colt 44321 if you haven't already. Our next act is another pianist, a jazz pianist, who will be playing some selections. His name is Harper Shaberg. Our next act wanted to help get you a little bit more in the Christmas spirit, since it is, after all, the 1st of December. So here is Mara Hunterjaeger reading "'Twas the Night Before Christmas."
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and drew up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eye should appear but a miniature sleigh, 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Fix-It, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then, in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his sack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed, like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
Colt shined on and off the stage. It was amazing watching him grow into such a talented, confident actor. Thank you, RPAC, for putting this on during such a difficult time. Please give what you can. Thank you all for helping add culture to Northwest Indiana.
Thank you, RPAC, for honoring Colt and for giving so many kids, including me, the opportunity to enjoy theater.
they get you to trade your heroes for gold, hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change. Did you exchange a walk-on part in the wall for a lead road in the cage? How I wish you were here, 'cause we're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. What have we found? The same old fears. I wish you were here. I wish you were here. I wish you were here. I've been walking the streets tonight, just trying to get it right. It's hard to see with so many around. You know I don't like being stuck in a crowd, and the streets don't change, but baby the names. I ain't got time for these games, 'cause I need you. Yeah, I need you. I wish you were here.
And we've done it! Folks, we have reached our goal with one act to spare. Thank you so much to everyone who's donated so far, and if you haven't yet, you can still donate. Every little bit that we raise over $10,000 just means more money that we are able to gift the young adults and teenagers and children of Northwest Indiana. Thank you so much again. Our last act is Colton's sister Keegan, who you've seen a few times tonight, but we figured she probably deserves a few acts of her own, singing Falling by Harry Styles. And hers says that she misses being in theater with him, cast parties, practicing music and dances, and having her little brother. From all of us here at Regional Performing Arts Company, thank you so much again to everybody who has made this event possible and who has donated this evening or prior to this evening. Have a safe and happy holiday season, and we hope to see you again soon.